In the bustling town of Warri, where the river meets the sea and the air buzzes with the scent of oil and possibility, a boy was born under a storm. They say the thunder cracked thrice the moment he took his first breath. Elders whispered he was a child of thunder, one destined to break boundaries. His name was Chinedu, but even before he could speak, he had a different name stitched into his soul: dreamer of steel and sea. From a young age, Chinedu was different. Other boys played football barefoot in the sand. Chinedu built warships with wood and glue. When the night grew quiet and Nipa took light, he would sneak outside, eyes locked on the stars, imagining he was aboard a mighty vessel, commanding the sky and sea. But dreams, as wild and beautiful as they are, can be heavy when you're born where they are not meant to take root. At 10, Chinedu saw a picture in an old torn magazine, the USS Gerald R. Ford, a massive aircraft carrier, floating like a metal city on the sea. That night, sleep ran from his eyes. The image engraved itself in his heart. "I will stand on that deck," he whispered to himself. "I will." But how? There were no aircraft carriers in Nigeria. No clear path from Warri to the US Navy. No scholarships. No relatives abroad. No money. No one believed it was even possible. "A beg no day dream mumu dream, Chinedu," his classmates mocked. "You go enter carrier as what? Cleaner." Each laugh stabbed deep, but it never pierced his resolve. At home, his mother sold vegetables. His father gone. Sometimes there wasn't enough to eat, but the dream fed him. He began to draw ships in secret, memorizing their structure. He read online articles using borrowed phones, learning about nuclear propulsion, steam catapults, deck operations. He knew more about aircraft carriers than most people in America did. He didn't know how it would happen, but he believed, and belief is the first engine. Chinedu finished secondary school with top scores. He applied for scholarships, nothing. He wrote to embassies, silence. He begged to join Nigerian Navy programs, overaged, underconnected, underfunded. Despair nearly swallowed him. "I'm in the wrong country," he muttered one day. "Why dream of the sea when I can't even afford transport to Lagos?" Then one day, sitting under a tree near the river, something inside him snapped. Not in rage, but in clarity. The world was not going to hand him anything. So he built a plan. Learn everything about naval technology. Teach himself nuclear engineering theory. Save for internet access and connect globally. Start telling his story online, loud and proud. He created a small YouTube channel using a borrowed phone. He called it Afrosaga and told stories. African stories, naval stories, stories of struggle. He added his dream into every video, like a secret beacon calling destiny. Then came the comment. A US Navy veteran saw one of his videos and wrote, "Kid, I don't know how you know so much about aircraft carriers from Warri, but damn, you've got heart." A flicker of fate, a small connection, but it was enough. Then came tragedy. His mother fell ill. Hospital bills mounted. Chinedu had to sell his drawing books, his phone, and even drop out of a tech course he had saved 2 years for. The dream was dying. At her hospital bed, his mother whispered, "Nedu, even if I go, don't bury your dream with me. You were born under thunder for a reason." He cried that night like the rivers of Niger. But the next day he got up. He found free Wi-Fi spots, used library systems, joined global naval forums, applied for online certifications, posted on Reddit, Quora, Discord. Someone somewhere always responded. One person sent him books. Another donated an online course. One offered coaching. His name, Chinedu from Warri, began circulating in small corners of the defense world online. Then came a message that would change his life. You ever thought of working in ship simulation or AI-based aircraft carrier training? Your knowledge is incredible. It was from a defense tech startup, not military, but close. They were building virtual training modules for carrier crews. They were hiring remote consultants. He didn't need to be in the US. He needed brains, vision, and grit. They hired him on a trial contract. Chinedu, with no formal degree, no military badge, no passport, started building the future of aircraft carriers from a cyber cafe in Warri. A year later, the startup flew him out to a naval tech expo in Europe. It was his first time on a plane, as he stood near a replica deck of the USS Gerald R. Ford, surrounded by admirals, engineers, and experts. Someone asked, "Where did you study, Mr. Chinedu?" He smiled and said, "Under the stars, in Warri." They laughed, but he didn't. He walked onto the deck, hand on the cold steel. He had arrived. Chinedu didn't stop there. He returned to Nigeria and began mentoring dreamers like him. Boys and girls with big dreams but small chances. He created Afro-Horizon Academy, a virtual space for dreamers in unlikely places. He told them, "Don't curse your country. Use what you have. Build something mad." The world notices people who won't shut up and won't give up. And to this day, when asked how he did it, he says, "I didn't chase the aircraft carrier. I became the storm it couldn't ignore."